Thank you very much, Stevie. Yes, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Time for Game 2 between 9 Pandas and Team Liquid. And folks, it's one of those games that we've come to see time and time again, where Gyro gets let through. It's, of course, going to be the first pick this time round from Liquid. But obviously, 9 Pandas, as a team, when you let this through, you know it's going to be coming. And we see different teams do this, so they can try different approaches against it. Do you think 9 Pandas have got something going here against the Gyrocopter carry? I mean, what do you think sort of the idea behind their draft?
I think it's, I'm with Effie completely actually this time around. I think they actually kind of have to smash these lanes and get the ball rolling. It's a very different style draft because this time it's not really about fighting for them. It's about, I mean, yes, picking and choosing your battles, but their last one is literally all about fighting. This one is about objective taking. You have a Beastmaster, you have a Lone Druid. You're going to be looking to take these towers and mess with Liquid's timings a bit here. Liquid, very comfortable draft across the board. They're good at fighting. I guess they're a little bit lackluster at taking the objectives in a way until Gyro's online, but their draft, it kind of hits all bases. So I think if 9 Pandas, if they get off to a slow start, I think this game is going to be pretty terrifying for them, and I think Liquid's probably going to steamroll, but if 9 Pandas can set that tempo early with this Beastmaster, with this Lone Druid, then we could have a good game.
Okay.
And let's see what build. I'm really, really curious to see what build Kiyotaka goes. I see these double 6 branches. I think this is the standard now. And then I've seen a lot of different builds. I've seen the Diffusal rushes on the Bear, if you've seen that. I've seen the Harpoon rushes. So curious to see which route he does look to do.
Let's see how this mid lane matchup goes down. Of course, Nisha, once again, bringing the Earth Spirits. The Fred had an excellent beginning of his game.
He did.
Last time around here, it was sort of what godlike about, pre-15 minutes. A phenomenal start, but did sort of fall off a bit of a cliff towards the second half of the game.
Yeah, massive cliff, like literally right after he bought the Midas. But I mean, that can happen sometimes. I think it's similar to this game in the fact of how much he can make happen around the map, though, right? Yes, his lane in mid might be rough, similar to how it was versus the Earthshaker, but looking at the lanes that he can gank on the sides, he has a lot of different kill threat. With this Night Stalker and this Grim, once they get some levels in time, of course at nighttime, and then up toward top if he'd like to versus with the Gyro.
Yeah, and I imagine sort of the Bloodseeker pick from 9 Pandas also shows how they're very much playing into that idea that they want to win quickly. Yeah, because you're not picking this Bloodseeker to out-carry a Gyrocopter.
No, definitely not, because at some point, he's just going to have Satanic. Who cares, Rupture? You're going to have to just Rupture somebody else in most situations. But yeah, their lanes, it looks like it should be pretty good, right? On paper, looking at this Venge plus Beastmaster versus IO Gyro, the Beast actually can do pretty decent up here because he's got this Venge behind him and he's got that good base damage versus Gyro. I think that's something that you sometimes forget, right? Because heroes fall in and out of the meta. I love these high base damage heroes playing versus Gyro.
Okay.
You remember when it was like...
mess up the CS?
Yeah, I remember people were talking about this Centaur and stuff like that, even though Centaur was crap. People were picking it because you have like 20 base damage on the Gyro, so some cool things that we can maybe see.
Yeah, this is safe lane Duos looking really nice.
Might still go down.
Should be fine over the stick charges. Turn's going to Magic Missile out.
Okay.
The Hawk's out as well, of course, so Insania's got to be a bit careful, keep his distance from that. But, both teams will be fine. But yeah, this bottom lane, I feel like it's going to be a situation where Ramses, he is just going to be sitting at full HP the whole time. Right?
Oh, yeah.
He's healing up himself. He's going to have a solo by his side if necessary with a point in the Shadow Word. This Bloodseeker, he's just not going to get harassed at all by this duo that Liquid's trying to present down here. It's not a lane where Zai can really get aggressive, even with the enabling of a Grimstroke. Night Stalker, Grimstroke, a lot of other situations, these two, they'd be getting some work done down here. But against a Bloodseeker and a Warlock, nothing's going to happen.
No. You walk up and you might just die every time from the Fatal Bond Blood Rights on the creep, so do have to be very careful. Yeah, Zai's just being kept at 3rd HP. Boxy having to
can't touch
the
creeps.
Can't touch creeps. So 2 lanes, looks like they are going to go very well in the favor of 9 Pandas so far, and top also should do well. So, because mid should own, bottom should do excellent, and bot should do okay. So they're kind of like a 2.5 lane win in a way. So set up for success. But still gonna have to worry because Liquid Swambo combo their whole draft together, it has some pretty ridiculous stuff if the timings get messed with at all on the side of 9 Pandas.
Yeah, absolutely. Pandas, we've got to see them sort of have that net worth advantage by the 10K, the 10-minute mark, right?
By the 10K mark.
10K, that would be quite something. But they need to be holding the lead.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Which
they should be able to.
They're set up to do so.
Yep.
Yeah, this is looking pretty promising for them in this first 3 minutes of laning.
And Kiyotaka is doing a great job in mid, getting those extra bit of denies. Same thing bottom. Look at the denies just across the board they have. They have, what, 17 denies on the 3 cores and then 2 more denies. So, yeah, fair bit of denies already. Gyro still getting some free farm, but Miro, he's getting a bit of, he is messing with him a little bit. Of course, getting those extra denies.
They're trading really well, and in fact, bottom lane, Ramses ends up getting the first blood at the same time. Mickey is also going to fall low. Can they quite finish him off? A couple more right clicks. Under the tower, the sustain will be enough here to keep him alive from Insania, but it's close, and the bottom lane's just a complete cleanup. It was looking rough for Liquid down there, and it certainly ended up exactly as that. Two kills for Ramses.
They did such a good job top. They got Mickey to, what, 10% HP?
Yep.
Ramses is like, let's go, baby. He's a zooming. Takes
These
out
lanes, and this bottom in particular, it couldn't be any better for Nine Pandas. Perfect farm for Ramses. He's not getting touched at all against this duo of the Night Stalker, the Grimstroke, and he's getting these first 2 kills. We'll see it again here. Side court taking a bit of a beating from the neutrals as well, but Ramses getting the last touch. Double kill, one of them being the first blood. This Bloodseeker, he's going to start getting out of control, and Solo, he's not even going to be finished off. Side couldn't get the job done. He's okay. They're not getting these kills down here. This Bloodseeker's a problem.
Oh, and Solo, he's still alive. Gets himself up to 30 HP, and now Boxy.
For this. A couple more hits. Okay, has to stay out of the range of the stun, but he's back in. It's another one.
Beautiful.
Top lane, they're looking for Antares. They won't even get him. He's back under the tier 2. They'll try and turn for Miro, but I don't know if they want to chase this. It's still a bit awkward underneath this tier 1 tower.
They got another wave.
Walk out. Can they finish Miro off? I mean, he's going to turn over towards Insania. He's into the tree line.
He's still alive.
His distance, and backups come in. Kiyotaka's rotated over. He's bringing in the bear. The flat cannon bringing Antares down.
No way,
but
he's
not
alive.
Enough damage to kill Antares. Antares will continue to remain alive. Insania gets taken down from the rotation with Kiyotaka. Now Mickey's in trouble. He's up to the high ground. A turn with a missile. Antares should die for this one. The missile enough damage, but the Axis, they'll finish off the kill. Liquid, they're desperately trying to get something done, but it's not working. Nine Pandas a step ahead and continue to rule this laning stage.
And I love the build. Miro, we have to, like, you could look at that replay. Miro juked in the tree line, back to back to back. He dodged 2 flaks and actually survives, so they get that cleanup kill. That's just outplay. Yep. Nine Pandas playing so damn well individually. Beautiful.
Absolutely, definitely looking so far. Nine Pandas were like, you can have the gyro, we don't care.
They've got a plan, and the plan so far, it's working.
See if they can get Kiyotaka here in the mid.
Nice spear.
Push back Nisha, but the Magnetize is down. He's keeping his distance. Antares has got anything to offer. A magic missile over towards Insania, but they will manage to bring down Kiyotaka. They should be able to take Antares as well. So good strike back around the mid lane. Liquid, they needed to do this. Group up and put some pressure onto a core. They get a big one. They take Kiyotaka out the game and secure a double kill for Nisha.
Let's see what Nisha does to deviate the build too. We saw him do the Vessel, Vessel, Blade Mail, and then he went back for this Midas. Ended up not really working.
We're not going to be spending any Midas this game.
I think we'll see the Thompson
not after
build.
that first one.
We saw Thompson in the other game. He actually, and I've seen him doing his pubs, he goes this Treads, Blade Mail, Heart build.
I like that.
I mean, it could definitely work out for this game because he just needs to be that bruiser, and I think he's the one that has to kind of rally the team back together in this one. Since those other lanes are struggling, yeah, he struggled a little bit in mid, but look at his net worth. It actually doesn't seem like he struggled at all. He actually, just because of those kills, he's top net worth, and he can reestablish things for Liquid.
We'll see where it looks to move next, Nisha.
I'm actually, 46 last hits. He actually wasn't even behind on the CS.
He did, honestly, in that matchup against the Lone Druid. I feel Nisha, he smashed the CS. Yeah. That's definitely a matchup where I feel like I would have seen her spirits in some other player versus player situations get kind of dumpstered.
I absolutely agree. So he'll have very good timing on this Blade Mail, and that's probably going to, I mean, he can now be that, that unit to bring his lanes, the ones that did suffer, especially the bottom one, kind of back into the game. Zai, he's still level 5. He is getting ruptured up. He's got the TP, so he's okay.
And from his first 15 minutes of gameplay in game 1, we know he can do it on his Spirit Nisha.
Yes, absolutely. How's the Wisdom Runes looking? 1-for-1 exchange. And he stacks from from Miro. Yeah, Miro is starting to get some stacks going as the Beastmaster as well too. So after having a pretty good lane, he now is going to have that to back up too also. And is he going to, I mean, I probably won't actually, but I was wondering if he does look to eventually maybe upgrade his Vanguard, but probably not the case till way later. And okay, we do see Kiyotaka. It is going to be the defusal route. So I figured
it's the boy.
It's the standard now.
So aggressive with the bear. Yeah. To start chasing these kills. The snowball potential is huge, and it's exactly what you want to play into in terms of the timings that Nine Pandas as a whole are going for.
Yeah, and it can be pretty annoying for these this IO and for this Grimstroke inside the team fights. In particular the IO, because he's just going to be running in next to the gyro. It could be quite problematic if he gets good timing. And yeah, he's been slowed down. That's the one thing for Kiyotaka.
And of course, Mickey on the gyro with the back of the IO. He's hitting the timing. He's fine. He's hitting the creeps.
I'm sure they're going to
standard gyrocopter stuff.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're going to have... This is actually the least I think I've ever seen Liquid stack, which is very rare to say, but they're going to have stacks ready for him soon.
Trying to put in the pressure on top. They've got the 4 of them here, Liquid.
They're under vision. The ward spots them completely.
9 Pandas aren't going to get anyone caught. Zai, he'll take a golem to the face. As 9 Pandas able to push for the aggressive play down there with the knowledge of how many of Liquid were hovering around that top lane.
Bot tower is dead, mid tower is dead, or pretty much dead. And Liquid, they can't actually make the push onto top. They want to go for the kill onto Miro.
And they really want to get something out of this. You know, the fact that they've spent so much time looking for action top. See if they can quite finish off Miro, but the Shadow Word heals there from Solo. He's healing up Miro. He'll get another set of axes off, but he will go down. So Liquid, they'll get the one of them. They'll also get the second here as they've chased out Antares down the lane. They finally get the 2 kills out of this pressure that they were desperately looking for top Liquid.
Slight trade, but yeah, 9 Pandas, they get the 2 towers. Oh, it doesn't actually finish off the Ancients. I was watching Solo farming the right Ancients. They're actually at like 10% HP on the far right side, but oh well. Always got to be efficient with your golem, you know. You gotta steal that farm when possible. 6-5, a little bit slower than the last game, but I think to be expected when we have a gyro in the game. And yeah, he's gonna start getting these stacks going. So I think a triple stack and a double stack.
I'm ready to look for some action here. Zai and Boxy teaming up.
Zai is 7 now.
He's got the ult.
Bit of a different skill build than I think we usually see on the Night Stalker. He only has 2 points in his nuke.
Getting on top of Kiyotaka.
He's on him.
Silencer's there. TP's coming in. Him alone. It's enough. Nisha, he'll take the finishing touch.
Yep. And then we see the 3 points in Hunt to the Knight rather than having the max nuke. He just gets right on top of him. And always a funny little interaction now. Rolling Boulder hitting the bear. Of course, the bear has a lot of wonky interactions, so not even going to go into some of them that work and don't work.
Well, looks like Nisha and they probably just checking the top some replay.
He saw the top.
The earlier series. He's like, you know what?
It's already on.
Blade Mail Heart. That's what we're doing. No mind, it's no funny business this time.
Yep. I think you can just go back and, you know, he can just probably think about it after that whole game. And you can clearly see when he stopped having that, you know, big impact and stuff like that. So wanting to switch it up a little bit, don't blame him. 2K lead now for Liquid, even though the lanes did go pretty damn well there for 9 Pen as the game's starting to slow down a little bit and the gyro factor's kicking in, and the Lone Druid who was meant to smash his lane, that just hasn't happened whatsoever. He took the tower, but he's now died twice.
He has got the defusal done, so we'll see how well Kiyotaka's able to sort of get the bear on top of those squishies, on top of those supports in the team fight.
And let's see how much
Liquid can deal with that.
How much he can protect himself. That's my fear for the Lone Druid in a lot of these situations.
Well, when you're playing versus just gets on top of him.
Exactly. You're playing versus 2 heroes that literally just appear on you, and then there's a potential relocate that goes behind you as well, too. So it could be scary for Kiyotaka now that he's been slowed down.
And there's just so much follow-up, right, in terms of kind of the ability for Liquid to just prolong the silence.
Yeah.
If one of them gets on top, it's Night Stalker gets on top of you, suddenly the Earth Spirit's following up, and then the next thing you know, you've got the bug on you from Grimstroke.
Yeah.
And you just can't do anything. You can't get the ult off. You've got nothing to do.
And for 9 Pandas, you're probably feeling a little bit of that issue where you're like, all right, guys, we got to kick up the pace of the game. Otherwise, they're just going to farm jungle. So here they are going to look for something.
They're going to go for Mickey. They get the swap back, keeping him range of the bear. The bear's on top of him. They can't get him out in time. The Fear's there in time to push him back. Maybe Mickey's still able to walk away from this, though.
Okay. I mean, the reload still went up, but I guess he got him to split the tether as it happened.
With the Fear.
Yeah, but Mickey just gets away. Hey. Okay.
I don't know how he was able to walk away from that one, Folgers. The relocate didn't come in, but it didn't matter. He like, just you know what, I'm good, bro. I'll just walk away from this one.
I mean, okay. Well, that
they didn't get either of them.
He did kind of... all right. Well,
yeah, the Veer comes in. didn't get him out with the relocate, but didn't matter. Mickey just walks away.
And now they didn't get the kills, so Mickey, he's like, all right, well, they just used quite a, their ults, and we're just going to go farm some Ancients, do the gyro thing, so.
Yep, that's going to be the Axe pretty much done. Just 400 gold off, so the timings continue to flow in for the gyro.
That's awkward. And we're seeing the build, of course, for Zai this game, just straight to the Blink Dagger, no funny business, just needs to be able to pierce the back lines, jump into this Venge, Warlock / Lone Druid to be able to find him. Ramsey's still farming very well. That's the one thing. I mean, he's probably going to be that X factor for the team, but
he is a Bloodseeker.
He's alone.
Gyro.
And he's not only just gyro; it's a gyro IO. Yep. So that heal will always be a big factor that he's going to try to break through. Just it's not going to be easy.
And from what we were saying from the draft, it definitely doesn't feel like 9 Pandas are quite in the position they would have hoped for 13 minutes in, here being just a slight goal deficit against Liquid. Liquid's ahead, and they're the team with the gyro.
And they don't have an Earthshaker this time. They don't have some Kiyotaka Earthshaker or Tinker that can just 1v5.
Yeah, it's a much less explosive hero, this Lone Druid. I mean, Lone Druid, of course, can take over the game pretty early if you get this good defusal timing. You beat your enemy mid in the matchup. It's just not been the case this game for Kiyotaka.
No.
He's struggling to sort of get the ball rolling.
And even if his bear is strong, tanky, etc., just the concerns for his main hero, just getting off his true form. It's very difficult as they jump him again in the river.
Straight on top of him. Antara's not able to find an opportunity to swap him out, and even if he did, they were probably both dead anyway.
Yeah.
As Kiyotaka and Antara's go down.
Oof. I mean, they're steamrolling. Like, they're just running around as 3, and the IO plus Gyro, they can join if needed as well, too. So, big stuff here from Liquid, a 4K lead quickly, and it feels like it's going to continue to grow unless 9 Pandas, unless they get a big connection with this next Golem.
I don't know.
This game is starting to fall out of control.
Now, for sure, in Game 1, we also saw Liquid have a bit of an advantage towards the start. It slipped away. This is going to have to be another level of slipping away for them to lose control of a game with this sort of lead and with Gyro in the top spot in this current patch.
Yeah. And just with the lack of playmaking, really. Like, who's the playmaker on 9 Pandas now at this point? It's just lackluster because
it's the swap. They have to use the swap aggressively, it feels
I guess
like,
so.
Which then you're not going to be able to save anyone. It's kind of their best initiation, really. Which is not the situation you want to be in, especially when you're playing from behind.
Nope.
It's not easy in this spot now for 9 Pandas.
Sorry. There's a reload coming in.
They got to run. They're thinking about going for Zami. They dropped the Golem for him.
Okay, I mean, that's a bit bold.
Yeah, Zai's going to be able to walk away from this. They're bringing in the extra numbers now, 9 Pandas, as they look to go for Nisha.
Here comes Ramses.
Staying his tethers across. Ramses going to go for the backlines. Gets on top of Boxy. He'll be able to finish him off.
Okay.
Take down the Grimstroke. And 9 Pandas will manage to keep one another alive. So they'll play aggressive with the ultimates. They only get a support, but they do make sure that they themselves don't lose anyone.
Kills a kill, and Ramses, he's the one who gets the last hit. So I think that's actually at least the important thing. Probably wanted to get a bigger one, but at least Ramses, that's his BKB now finished to be able to get inside the fray. And Solo does get at least a little bit of tower damage out of that Golem too, so okay, not that bad. It looked a little weird when he dropped it at first, but all things considered, not the worst. He's even going to cut the top wave, so he's going to get a little bit more pressure onto this top tower.
Let's see what 9 Pandas want to go for next. I mean,
let's see. I mean,
you just kind of have to play the cooldown game and wait for the Golem. When you're playing at this point, you need the ultimates really to be able to try and tackle Team Liquid in a team fight.
I think they got to go. I actually think they kind of have to go.
BKB.
Yeah, I feel good with the BKB. Anytime you get any type of timing on 9 Pandas, you want to try to find something. Just try to break Liquid's just super fast farm that's going to be coming out. But let's see if they can find anything. Nisha, he's also got his heart finished already too. So
massive.
Probably not the target you want to go for.
Another great start to the game from him, 5-0-2.
Yeah. It's just difficult when you're playing versus the Night Stalker, who's the, he's the controller of vision. Nowadays, the Beastmaster is not that vision controller by any means without being able to control Hawk or anything like that. The Night Stalker is the one who's just scouting. So Zai, he's actually, if you look at net worth, he's actually sacking himself super hard to try to give info.
This feels like a risky move.
Okay, but this is
Will
maybe
they get away with it?
It might be the right move, but it's going to be difficult to
I don't know if they get away with this one. I think Liquid's...
They seem to know.
I mean, they're pretty much all off the map who's showing. Just the Beastmaster down bottom. Maybe the fact that Beast is showing bottom.
They don't kill it. They need the Beast. I feel like they don't kill it without him.
Yeah, they go for a bit of a half-hearted attempt,
here.
But it's not happening. They can't take the Roche like this. And now Liquid's ready to bring them a fight.
They scout it out. Nisha resets away. And now they know that all of 9 Pandas is in the area. And in the meantime, their Gyro's just farming.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a sign of sort of how 9 Pandas feel the game's going when they're trying for this. It's like, should we try and go for Roshan?
The BKB is how close on Gyro? 10 gold for BKB on Gyro. Yeah, right. 9 Pandas. They're gonna have to try. It seems like, but
and Liquid should know exactly where they are. But the fact that sort of fight was poked around this area.
The BKB's coming.
No, it is, of course, speeding it up a lot, having that extra attack speed aura. It's working this time. Liquid, despite the fact they knew that they're around here, either they don't want to bring a fight around, as you say, with the BKB that was being waited upon by Midk. They don't go for the team fight, and therefore they don't stop 9 Pandas from getting Roshan.
Maybe they killed it.
Kiyotaka.
Maybe they killed it a little faster than they expected with all this minus armor and everything, and with the Beast. But either way, Liquid's still lingering in the area.
This is perhaps a fight. A great move from 9 Pandas, getting the chance to go for this one.
Zai.
Just going to try and open up onto him. Zai's just going to offer the immediate TP out, but there's no TP from this. The Golem's dropped. Zai taken down.
And now they can get the push going.
Some good sort of baby steps back into the game here.
Yeah, much needed ones. Gyro's still massive, but
it's little things.
little things is what they need.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, you know, 9 Pandas, even if they are behind on the gold, if they get some sort of situation where they take out 2 of your cores, these buildings are going to melt.
I mean, absolutely. And I'm seeing the itemization. He is going to go for the Crimson Guard onto the Beastmaster. So looking for some type of damage mitigation versus that Gyrocopter.
Yeah, and still playing for that sort of timing.
Yeah.
If 9 Pandas can win a team fight,
they're
going to destroy your half of the map.
They still have to solve the issue, though, the Gyro, right? Now they've done a good job of at least, like, they constantly keep killing Zai and everything, but this Gyro is still that big nuisance. But a good game. I believe that is I think that's the Harpoon now done for the Bear, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, he's got Defusal and Harpoon. He's at one of his peak timings.
Yeah, he's ready to be a killer.
He's ready to kill support.
Question if he gets killed.
No.
Zai's actually going to go straight for the back lines here, make sure there's no swap potential from Antares. They take him out.
Oh, Kiatak is alone.
And now with the cooldown coming in, and Mickey moving across. This is going to be a death for the Bear, death for the Lone Druid. Liquid, they can look to set up for round 2. There is nobody else around for 9 Pandas to help Kiataka out. Bit of an awkward spot for the 2 of them to be found there. Yeah. Kiataka, I think, maybe relying too much on the potential for Antares to go for the swap, but a good breathe from Zai. Just completely ignores the Bear, goes straight for the Venge. And once that sort of part of the duo is broken up, there's no protecting that Lone Druid. So they may have got the Aegis, but that was not how they wanted to lose it.
No, they wanted to get something. They wanted to get some like tower pressure or something out of this here, but instead they just get a kill on Boxy. And yeah, Zai, I mean, I think this is how Zai's going to play, and how he used to always play, it feels like, for Liquid. He's a big sacrifice, right? He's always jumping back lines, probably suiciding himself in a lot of situations, and you're seeing it on the reflection of net worth. He's down at the bottom, kind of with the supports a little bit. Looks like next goal, Tormentor for Mikke. How's timing for Ramses? Does he have his Mjolnir done? He does. He still is hitting some pretty ridiculously good timings on this Bloodseeker.
He is, so. But he is a Bloodseeker.
But he is a Bloodseeker.
Mikke's a Gyrocopter.
Yep.
And current year is 2023.
Yep. At the least,
it's not going to be easy for him.
Yeah, at the least, he's got good farm, and he does have this Venge that's going to always be buffing him up and backing him up. And I think they have a Solar Crest on the Warlock, so they have outlets to at least amplify Ramses. But yeah, the Gyro, of course, he's always going to have this IO with him.
Yeah, they're both going to be super tanky.
Yeah.
You know, him and Nisha. Okay, Nisha obviously with the heart done, and then they're going to like this Sand Shiva's Guard, building to be this completely buffed up frontliner. And yeah, once the Satanic's there on Mikke, how do you go on this, man?
I didn't even know this existed. Sorry, I didn't read this one. Overcharged Shard gives slow resistance when you get the...
I guess that we owe in the patch when they added
the patch note. I actually didn't know that one.
Things, yeah.
So that, I mean, little things always matter. So let's say versus like Upheaval or something, protecting Mikke. I think that's actually a spell that could be pretty annoying for this Gyro. So I little things. Just I didn't notice that one, so that's a cool little add.
Smoke time from 9 Pandas. They wanted to
Crimson.
go for some sort of bait around Kiataka, but Liquid then not making any aggressive plays towards the Lone Druid down here. There's not really anything that 9 Pandas are going to be able to catch them upon.
They're strong grouped up, though, on 9 Pandas right now. All these auras finished up.
They can kill.
Mira with Crimson Guard.
Liquid not really in a spot where they're going to get caught out.
No,
but they're trying to come to an end. Just get this push sort of in place around here. The question is if 9 Pandas feel they can continue to push this right up to the tier 2. Can they try and force these outer towers?
We'll see. Doesn't look the easiest to just approach head forward. Looks like Liquid, they are setting up for the smoke to get for the wrap around here.
Yeah, I think Liquid's happy to take this fight.
They're going to look for the back lines.
Push.
9 Pandas, they better be prepared for this. I'm looking at Solo, I'm looking at Antares.
Yeah, Zai, he's the one that's going to be going for these sort of supports. If he can stop a swap or stop a golem from coming out, it's going to be a difficult team fight for 9 Pandas to take.
Big
Wrap around
timings.
coming in from Liquid.
15 hit on Nisha with the Kaya.
And they've got their eyes on Solo Zai. Straining onto Solo. The silence is there. They will manage to blow up Mikke immediately. He died instantly. And now they're going to try for more. They're actually going to get Zai. Mikke.
Holy crap.
He just disappeared.
The swap into the explosion.
My goodness. Well, now 9 Pandas, they'll get more. They're going to get the... I can't believe how quickly he died.
He died instantly.
All right.
We got to see that again.
He was just in the fight. He was dead before the fight started.
I guess what, he walks up to try to go for something, then he just gets swapped forward and absolutely everything thrown onto him.
Completely annihilated there.
Nice jump.
Nothing to save him.
I mean, that's Antares 100%. That is a godly swap.
I guess the sort of wraparound from Liquid, it didn't quite come in quick enough. They were unable to do anything to save Mikke as the Gyro gets completely destroyed. They take the tier 2 tower.
I mean,
Liquid, they've got to sort of position themselves in a way that does not allow for that to happen again, because if they lose their carry that quickly, they're not going to stand a chance.
No, I mean, Mick, I think this is like both games, really, right? He's having this uncharacteristic kind of game where he just dies before anything really happens.
Didn't get the BKB off.
Nope, swap roared.
Satanic wasn't quite finished.
That is a godly jump from 9Pandas.
Massive one there. Outplaying Liquid in their own maneuver, you know.
And they still have
Liquid
Rock.
were going for the big brain stuff, going for the back lines. It did not work out at all for Liquid.
Yeah, they still have Rock, too. So even for the next fight, they can still look to do it again. Mickey's got to be more careful versus Antares. Lane's now also on this bench. I think maybe, I actually didn't see it. They had it at the last one. And maybe that's what caught them off guard with the swap, but either way.
Considering his gold, he probably did.
He probably did,
Yeah,
I would imagine so.
1,000 on top of that, yeah.
Yep, so yeah, huge stuff if they're able to get that type of swap roar play.
I mean, that's the initiation we talked about, right? It's like, how do 9Pandas start a fight? It's these aggressive swaps.
True. And it was all pre-Satanic up on Mickey. Even though there was timings that came out for Liquid getting the wraparound. Yeah, you gotta be a little bit more careful, Mickey. Gotta respect the damage that comes out from this bear, from his Bloodseeker still at this point. They're still quite farmed. Get his push going again.
With the Satanic done, if he can press the buttons, get the BKB and the Satanic off before he gets caught by any sort of chain stun, he should have a good chance of surviving through it.
If, right? That's
But
the thing now.
the reactions have got to be there.
That may have just...
against the swappers, it's hard to react quick enough against that sort of play.
That might have put a bit of fear into Liquid as well, too. They probably felt like they were so strong in that fight, and they just lose their carry instantly.
Another swap, another kill. Antares with these setups.
Beautiful. And another tower. Yeah, Kiyotaka.
I mean, it seems like a good approach when you think about it. The swapping anyone into sort of the claws of the Lone Druid, the Beastmaster, the Bloodseeker. What do you do to counter that?
You have to be fast, but you don't want to initiate at the same time from the front because then there's a Warlock. So if you just run through, right, you're going to get rocked and committed on too. So, yeah, 9Pandas.
Starting to see what they were going for here with this draft. And it's looking nice.
And we're starting to see I mean, Zai's he's just falling further and further behind with this build, trying to go for his Lincolns and stuff like that. I still think a lot's going to be up to teamfight execution, but we'll have to see if Liquid's actually able to keep this Gyrocopter alive at this point.
Yeah, I mean, both offlaners did have a slow start this game, but quite the difference now.
Quite the difference.
Between Zai and Mira at this point.
I mean, Miro I love the way he's itemized this game. I think everything's kind of perfect. The Vanguard into Arcane Boots, then he went for Ags to help out his team. 5-1-3. This Beast, what he provides for his team has been perfect. And they're all just grouped up. 9Pandas just ready to fight. Protecting their vision.
Antares on the front.
One.
Again, swapping onto Boxy. He'll get the Ghost Scepter off. Throw down the ultimate. It's not going to be doing anything there. Boxy's out.
These pickoffs really matter. I mean, this is now 4 or 5 times in a row that I feel like they're just getting so much on the map on 9Pandas, just playing around their vision, playing for these swap plays.
Yeah.
Like this Bloodseeker, when he showed up to that bottom fight, he just had his BKB and his Mjolnir and his Shard. Now he's got his full Aghanims finished up level 18.
I mean, this high ground defense, it feels like it's going to be pretty scary for Liquid. They get vision, they swap you out of the base, you're dead.
It's in 10 seconds. Building's dropping fast, too.
You know, who steps up right now? I mean, I feel like
it's got to be Nisha.
I was going to say, I feel like last few times we've not really seen Nisha be at the front of the team fights. He's got to try and do something to try and take the focus away from 9Pandas being able to make these clean swap plays.
He's going in.
See what he can do. He's going to be able to get in onto the Lone Druid. Kiyotaka kick to the side. They'll finish him off. They'll bring the Lone Druid down. See if he can go for more, trying to get the angle onto Antares. Antares turns to the Magic Missile. The Void's there to stop the TP out for Solo. Liquid, they hold the defense. Mick cleans up with the triple. This time round, Nisha able to sort of front the defense.
I think that's going to be the most important thing for me, is if Nisha's able to jump in and find this Lone Druid, and he gets right on top of him there.
Yes.
There's a little bit of lag, of course, coming in. I think maybe he didn't get the Savage Roar to break him and push him away.
Sweeping over for more. They've got the relocate as well, though. Kashmira trying to push out the top lane.
Big kills.
Quick moves from Liquid.
Back to business. And that's now Roche is respawning, so they could look to perhaps run up there if they want to these next, they have 40 seconds or so. Let's see what they want to do with it.
Yeah, in these team fights, Liquid, they have to be the ones to make the move first.
Yeah.
They cannot sit back and let someone get swapped. Nisha, he has to get in there, and he does exactly that.
And yeah, they're going to go set up for that Roshan, so. All right, things back into that comfortable state. 9Pandas found some really good pickoffs with Avenge, but now one big explosive fight. This Gyro. Satanic done, Daedalus done, he's got the damage, the lifesteal, and they're going to get an Aegis and a cheese now for this IO. So let's see if 9Pandas is going to be able to break this again. It continues to still feel difficult for them, but they've been making magic happen this series.
No chance of making it to the pit in time, of course. So Liquid will get themselves the Aegis here for Mikke.
I guess just giving Nisha the cheese so he can just run into the start and start the fight.
Yeah,
Don't blame
they know that Nisha's so hard to take down here.
He is very
3600
tanky.
HP, plate mail as well. Now drop the golem. Temple Roar onto Nisha.
He's
They're
got
trying
cheese.
to go completely in onto this Earth Spirit. Can they quite kill him off? Cheese is there to bring him back on a full HP. Ramses, he's cleaned up the two of them, but he's starting to get low himself against Mickey. He cannot stand his ground against the Gyrocopter as he goes down.
He's just killing them
pushing
all.
forward for more. 3 dead on them. They're going to try for a TP out key attack, and he will manage to escape before the roll's back there. But everybody else around him dies. Triple kill for Nisha.
What a bait. He just lands. Look at his damage. Look at this fight recap. 10,700 damage with the magnetized spread.
Wild.
He killed everybody. Literally all of them in the fight. Yeah, Gyro helped a little bit, but that was the Nisha show.
Yeah. And very much seeing sort of how it's just so hard to play as a Bloodseeker into this Gyro at this point of the game. Yes, Ramses is able to get in, get a couple of quick kills, but as the fight draws on, you're not standing this ground against the Gyrocopter. The Gyro is going to win every single time in this sort of scenario.
Nah, they need to just explode heroes like right at the start, like we saw them do with that Venge. Honestly, those plays, I feel like Liquid still is probably looking and we're like, I can't believe we let that happen because they were in such a good position to smash stuff, and then 9Pandas gets these kills that maybe shouldn't have happened. Now the game fully back into Liquids, and a Rack's likely to fall.
Nisha pumped up, and understandably so this game yet
Ooh,
to die.
back up.
9-0-8 on the mid Earth Spirit. Very much making up for the fact that his game one did drift out of his control.
And I thought they were going to actually keep going there because the ults were down, but I guess just giving a bit of respect to that swap inside the base.
And they've also got the Gyro. They're like, we don't need to rush
That's
this.
true.
This
He
game,
does have a full
You know what I
butterfly,
mean? They've got the Gyro.
They're chilling.
They don't need to take any risks. They don't need to take any chances. They can try and close this up as safe as they want to.
Fair enough, fair enough. And now the Bloodseeker, who did get that Aghanim, his timings and everything, his timings now look pretty sad because this butterfly is finished up on the Gyro. He's absolutely massive now after these quick last few moments. Just 5 minutes it's really been since they found like 7k gold on this Gyro. Nisha, level 22, and as you said, 908, 4k health. Tough to really just focus fire these targets now. They could do it earlier, 10 minutes ago or so when they were a little bit more fragile, but now that window may have been lost. So now maybe for 9Pandas, it might actually just be some like base swap plays.
I think it is. It's whether Liquid mess up on the high ground attempts, which is one of the reasons why Liquid may indeed choose to take the safer route out of this one. They're like, we don't need to try and risk these high ground pushes.
What do you mean, Liquid?
I mean, they've got 2 minutes
Liquid
left on
messing up pushes? Never.
It could happen, and for 9Pandas, it's definitely what they're hoping is going to happen.
All right.
Let's see how cleanly Liquid can go for this. They've still got 2 minutes on the Aegis, so they'll make something out of this. There's
Big
the swap.
but he's tankier.
Zai getting on top of Solo. Mickey, he's back up to full HP. Solo's in trouble. He's out of the game. Has got buyback. Ramses has popped the BKB.
Oh, that feels bad. He had to use it there, though, and now they could just re-go on him soon.
They're going to try for round 2. Onto Mickey, see if they can bring him down low. Drop the Golem as well. He's getting low, Mickey, but of course he does still have that Aegis, even if they can bring him down the once, and it doesn't look like they're going to be able to quite do that. Mickey's still alive. Aegis kept perfectly safe. Nisha, he's diving in under the tier 4s. He's pretty deep. See if they can do much about this. They can't. He's got too much HP for them to bite through. Back to the towers they go. Mickey will lose the Aegis. Now, is there any way they can go for a second round onto this Gyrocopter? Nisha still trying to hold back 9Pandas, keeping aggressive upon them. Ramses has got to be careful with his BKB on cooldown. The fear pushes back Nisha and Mickey. But they're back to taking down the tier 3 on towards the barracks. No buyback for Miro. He's out for 30 seconds.
Mickey's got Satanic and BKB still at the ready.
Nisha trying to check out the tree lines just in case 9Pandas were attempting to set up from there. Lotus to the magic missile. The flak hits as well. Bringing Antares out low. I mean, Nisha just making all the space in the world for Liquid to take these objectives and be able to get the control onto the bear. It's linked up with Solo, but the two of them will manage to step back to the safety of the fountain. The barracks, though, they're taken. Liquid, they'll be able to get what they wanted to get done there with that Aegis as they clean up a full set of barracks.
And another, 8,000 gold acquired during that push. So everybody finishes up another full set of items for them. They back up, pick them up, and then they can go to look for the push again. I mean, 9Pandas are kind of just stuck in a position in their base. They might have to just go for some kind of crazy,
I think
let's just smoke and try to catch them off guard, because if we let them set up and go for the push, we're not going to be able to defend it. So let's see what they look for.
Definitely one of those positions where you got to take a risk.
Yeah.
You got to take a risk. You're in a game where there's a Gyrocopter with a 10k net worth advantage over your own carry. It doesn't feel good to play.
Yeah, they're probably just talking things over, maybe thinking about what they can do, but that push, it's gonna group up really, really soon there. Everything's at the ready for Liquid. Lanes are in a good spot, and yeah, they're all gonna group and go for that smoke. All Vine Pandas just kind of split up, maybe just feeling like they are just going to hope for that high ground kind of swap play and hope that they can maybe put them in tier 4s.
They need the high ground messed up from Liquid.
Uh-oh, but Kiyotaka spotted. Nice
zero for the Bears, so still able to push them back. Yeah, nice disengage there.
Kick back.
Pandas, the Kiyotaka Bear might still be in trouble. Swaps there from Antares, they don't want to let the Bear go down. And
whoa, what the?
How did he end up here? Well, the rest of Liquid get out. Boxy got a little too excited, ends up getting left behind on the high ground.
He blinked up there.
I was going to say, I think he did right. There was nobody else doing anything to aggressively get him in there. He chose that.
He's like, I've got the Bear. Stroke of fate. Whoops, it still has like 600 HP. Oh, well,
these are these high ground mess ups that, you know, 9 Pandas are hoping for. Of course, a Grimstroke ain't necessarily the biggest of losses for Liquid. But if any of the cores of Liquid end up doing that, there might be some hope here for 9 Pandas.
And let's see, they're smoking. Let's see if they can actually, in 20 seconds, can they catch something? Don't think so. I think Liquid's going to be more than careful.
I mean, if still at this point, despite the fact that Liquid have the items that they do, if they get a swap aggressively into the 4 of them, I mean, they don't have Ramses with them. Ramses isn't looking to make the smoke play.
They ain't killing Mickey.
Yeah, unlikely to be able to go for something.
And I look at the way Mickey's built.
Oh,
he built an AC and the butterfly.
Yep.
So he's got 38 armor with that evasion, etc., plus the IO backing him up. I think even if he gets swapped into all of them, he should probably survive.
I think so. I mean, Mickey, Ramsey's going for the Skadi next, of course, trying to do something to deal with those mounts, staying in heals. But it does mean, of course, the potential MKB, it's a long way away.
His overall damage is going to be a lot less with that there. But yeah, but the reduced healing will be having some merit.
Liquid,
back to business.
Ready to go again. Boxy's back in the game.
Yep, back to mid.
And this time round, Boxy probably won't be jumping in onto the high ground with the blink.
Probably not. Maybe.
Maybe.
Ooh, a casual Vlad's. I love
like
it.
That here for solo.
This is a Dota. This is like a 10-year ago inventory from Dota, you know?
Or brown boots.
Looking at brown boots, casual Vlads on your support, and then X1 item. Anything that they can get at this point to try to buff up their cores. And they're all rallied, prepared for any type of swap roar play, but it has to be perfect, and it has to somehow, I don't know, the gyro still feels kind of impossible. Maybe if they can get the Earth Spirit or something, it could be a better kind of swap in that position, but even he's probably too hard to run down.
Yeah, even harder to sort of go for that clean sort of single target.
Yeah.
The destruction with Insania having the load to sword finished as well.
Oh, they've got double.
Push.
Okay, yeah, they have 2 of them
Got
now.
another one.
Definitely going to cause issues. I mean, they're pinging. Look, they're like, catch them before they're full set up. It looks like that's going to be the attempt. Antares, eyes on him.
Yeah, so I was separated a little bit from the rest of the team, but he's heading over now.
Lotus.
Going for the swap, but the Lotus was there. And now rolling in on towards the Bear. Mira pops the BKB, turns with the rush. A lot of damage. Mickey, he's even one of these dead.
What?
Solo just gets a triple kill.
What the hell? How did he just...
What? All right.
Wait, what?
We got to watch that again.
How do you...
What? I mean, just sort of a combination of like the
look at the damage.
The golem, sort of the blood right gets hitting, and sort of just the spread damage. Miona buff was up on Ramses. He heads in, and it ends up kicking out so much damage. He's there with the blood mist as well.
I mean, I was looking at Nisha.
They were not ready for that.
I honestly was looking at Nisha get hit, but then the gyro just dies.
Gyro just dies.
What?
We'll check it out again.
Okay,
Look at this one.
Okay, let's see.
So they try and start the play onto Mickey. He feels strong. He gets Lotused up. Liquid, they're like, we got this. We've got the control on the Bear. They're going for the Bear.
I'm looking at Nisha.
And then Fatal Bonds.
The Bonds just killed him. I think it's because Nisha is getting hit so hard by Ramses.
So much damage.
That the damage is just going on. Are they just ending it? They're taking tier 4s.
There's no buybacks. What the hell? They don't have buyback gold.
Okay, Zai is pushing top. But
He's
the
not
tier
winning
4s,
this base race.
They're going to win.
They're going to win.
Oh my God,
no way. There's nothing he can do. He tries to push them back, but the Ancient's exposed. 9 Pandas, they're looking to close it up. GG. It's over.
What did we just witness? A 5K gold lead still on Liquid, and they lose.